I'm Harrison Brown from Biking to the World, and I'm in Canada!
I'm Harrison Brown, and I'm an adventure cyclist.
I'm going to be biking by myself over 6,000 miles from Fairbanks, Alaska, all the way to Key West, Florida.
Every day on the road is an adventure.
Let's start pedaling because the adventure begins right now. After a few days in Fairbanks, Alaska, I've got some rest, I got a brand new tire, and I'm ready to hit the road again. I'm no longer going to be going north. I'm going to be headed east towards Canada. I'm headed towards my first new country on this big epic bike journey. Now let's get pedaling! Just outside of Fairbanks, I would find myself in the North Pole. Here I am just outside Santa Claus's house in North Pole, Alaska. Even in the North Pole, the Mexicans have crossed over for cheap labor in Santa's workshop. One of my favorite things about biking, especially through Alaska, is sometimes when you're biking down the road, you get a lot of tall trees on the side and you can't always see what happens. You climb a hill and then you look back of your shoulder and you see a little of that. So I made it to Delta Junction. It's now time for me to leave the Richardson Highway. I'm getting onto the Alaskan Highway. After leaving Dalton Junction, I have been on the Alaskan Highway and it has been desolate. It's been one of the most isolated places I've been. I've been on this thing for like an hour, hour and a half. Barely any cars have been by me. It's actually pretty level and pretty straight. So I've actually picked up a pace a little bit, but it is crazy how no traffic is on this road right now. Hello! Hello! Penis! Penis! Nobody's here. I have just reached 92 miles in one day. This beats my all-time record at 91.8 miles. I did that on my last tour when I biked from LA all the way down to Dana Point in one day. That was 91.8 miles that I did that day, but I have just reached 92 miles. I have crushed that record. Here we go, Alaska! Literally 0.33 miles away from hitting a century. And of course, I see he's moving. After waiting for a while, I decided just to gun it past the moose, and I rode to a brand new personal victory. So I did it. For the first time, I made it a century. I rode a century. That's 100 miles in one day. A moose almost got my way, 0.3 miles away from hitting 100 miles, but I passed him through. I stopped here and look what's right over there. Another moose. Let me zoom in on that. But you know what? It's time to celebrate. Feels good. Roam what you are, woohoo. Roam around the world while you are, ha ha. Okay, right here it's time to make a crucial decision. If I just go straight right here, I'm gonna go to the Canadian border and I'll end up in Whitehorse, Yukon. But if I turn that way, I'm gonna go to Dawson City via the top of the world highway. I've heard it's supposed to be amazing. The problem is it's a gravel road. It's gonna present the biggest challenges of this trip for me. So which way am I gonna go?
course, I decided to take the challenging route. I've surprised myself so many times on this trip already, I wasn't gonna pass the opportunity up to go to Dawson City. But I wasn't the only one on this route.
This was a huge hill. It was really tough. Completely gravel, the most like loose gravel. So every time you're trying to go uphill, you're sort of spinning tires a little bit. I've been going nowhere. In about an hour and 45 minutes of actual spin time, I've gone about 7 miles, which is crazy. I'm 9 miles from the border, 75 miles from Dawson City. I am working to get there on the top of the World Highway, and because of that, it means it's Pop-Tart time!
The next 13 miles to the border would be one of the roughest roads I had ever ridden before. Road construction left the road with big rocks and steep hills to climb, but I would eventually reach the border.
I made it to the top of the World Highway!
After crossing the border and experiencing some rain, when a group of people in a Tahoe asked if I wanted a ride to Dawson City, I took it.
I got offered a ride at the top of the highway to come down with them to Dawson City, and I took that opportunity, and I made it to Dawson City. So now let's go explore.
There's no bridge to Dawson City, so I loaded up on the ferry that runs 24/7 and headed into town.
I'm sailing! Dr. Leo Marvin! I'm sailing! I'm sailing!
I spent the next couple days learning about the history of Dawson City and the gold rush that would make it famous in the early 1900s. This is where Scrooge McDuck would strike his fortune. It's like a town straight from the Universal backlot. The sidewalks are still made out of wood, and there's no chain or franchise restaurants of any kind. And you can forget about that new Swedish desk, because there isn't an IKEA either. I got to visit Jack London's cabin, and I also visited the cabin and learned about the famous Canadian poet Robert Service. I even saw old-timey women battle it out for the toughest Klondike in a no-holds death match. On my way to an old ship graveyard, I made some new friends. This is Mitch, Dylan, and Amanda. Today was Dylan's birthday, and they were taking a chill day on the Yukon River.
Like a
Yeah, that was awesome.
After a few days in Dawson City, I've learned about gold mining in the old Yukon frontier right here in Yukon, Canada. But it's now time for me to keep biking to Whitehorse, Canada. That's also in the Yukon, but there is not much in between Dawson City and Whitehorse. It's pretty desolate, which means there's going to be a lot of isolation and a lot of biking. So let's get biking into the world! So I got a little bit of rain right here in Stewart's Crossing. So I actually decided to pull over and kind of wait it out. There's a visitor center right here. So I can kind of give a little shelter to my bike here. Raindrops keep falling on my head, keep falling on my head. The rain keeps falling down. Raindrops keep falling on my head, keep falling on my head, and the rain keeps coming down. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid used this song in their movie, even though it wasn't raining at the time. Oh, Burt Baccarat sang the song, "Won't You Come With Me to the ranch where we rob banks down in Bolivia." Raindrops keep falling on my head, keep falling on my head. The rain keeps falling down. Today was absolutely just a good riding day. The past 2 days had been really kind of difficult. I think maybe I'd set some high expectations and goals. I wanted to get the Whitehorse in 4 days, and I was really trying to push it, and I had a headwind, I had some rain, and I just wasn't really enjoying myself. But today, everything seemed to be going all right, and I just sort of relaxed. I wasn't worried. I had enough water, I had enough food. Those were things I had been worrying about, and I just sort of relaxed and remembered I'm just on this amazing bike ride, and that's really part of it. And sometimes you just gotta sit back, enjoy it, and realize, yeah, I'm bike riding in the middle of Canada in Yukon, and it's gorgeous. So today was absolutely great. And you know what? I may not get the Whitehorse Sunday evening, which I thought. It might take me another half day or whatever, and that's fine. I'll figure it out when I get there. And that's sort of part of the saying of this. I'll figure it out when I get there because I'm just sitting back and riding. Today's gonna be an awesome day. Most days on the road are, but today I'm going to Braeburn Lodge, which supposedly has cinnamon buns the size of my head, and I have a huge head. So we'll see if it lives up to its legend. It's frosting. I can't wait. I'm so excited for a huge cinnamon bun. So let's get on the road and get there. After a few hours, I made it to Braeburn Lodge for my giant cinnamon bun. Well, I just ate a cinnamon bun the size of my head at the Braeburn Lodge. Yes, I ate the whole thing. But I've been out on the road, I was starving, and man, that hit the spot. So now it's time to burn off some calories. Let's head forth onwards to Whitehorse.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking.
2 weeks earlier, just outside Fairbanks, I met two guys from Switzerland who were vacationing. And 2 weeks later, outside Whitehorse, they passed me on the road and they were on the side waiting for me.
Hi, I'm Danny.
Salut, ich bin Floris.
We're from Switzerland.
Und wir sind aus der Schweiz. We gotta run to make I'm thirsty.
With one last push, I made it to Whitehorse.
Bring it back no matter what it takes.
I've made it all the way to Whitehorse, Yukon. Once again, it's time for me to gear up, rest up, and get ready for the next leg of my journey. What am I gonna do? I don't know. I could go to Sagway, take the ferries. I could bike down the Alaskan Highway to Prince Rupert, and then take the ferries to Vancouver Island. Who knows? I gotta make some decisions about how I'm gonna get there. All I know is I'm gonna keep pedaling and keep going forward. Guys, thanks for watching. I'm Harrison Brown from Biking of the World. I'll see ya on a bicycle.